Gary. Gary Wybenga. So apparently, Gary's going to teach us all about perspective and why things compress towards the centre.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, Gary, I guess you better get on with it, so...
Roll VT.
Another
Come on.
quick drawing. It's just simply showing how everything converges towards the center,
Well, I can't disagree with that, Gary.
Do you want to stop there?
or the eye level.
Oh, Gary, you've gone and blown it already. It's got nothing to do with your eye level. Look at these skyscrapers. You're looking up at them, and they appear to get narrower towards the top due to perspective. They're apparently compressing. What's that got to do with your eye level? Your eye level is about 6 feet off the ground. What it is where you're looking. It's your line of sight. Nothing to do with the level of your eye.
The angles will become increasingly narrow with distance, converging towards a point as things move parallel away from you, from your line of sight.
Gary, you used several words, each of which I know, although I'm not sure I understand them in the particular order that you placed them. Parallel from your line of sight? Who knows? Look, let's keep it simple. Basically, as an object moves away from you, it appears smaller, and so it takes up a narrower part of your field of view. Okay?
Everything compresses with distance.
Looks smaller.
The angles are narrowest as they get closest to the center.
Gary, I think your terminology is atrocious, but I don't disagree with your diagram. Your square started off very big when it was close to you, and as it moved away, it looked smaller and smaller and smaller. Good job, Gary.
It's like looking through a pipe, dead center.
Oh, God.
All angles converging or compressing towards the center. The angles become increasingly narrow the closer it gets towards that center because of distance. This is simple.
Yes, Gary, it's simple. I don't know why you think we have a problem with it. It is you flat earthers that don't get perspective, and in a minute, I'll show you why.
I don't understand why globe believers always want to just completely disregard perspective.
No.
We don't want to disregard it. Perspective actually helps evidence the fact that the Earth is a globe.
They don't understand why the ground appears to slant up towards eye level and why the sky appears to slant down towards eye level. But it's right here and in the previous drawing.
Well, aside from the dodgy terminology, Gary, you appear to understand perspective, at least with your diagrams. So why, when you apply it to real life, does all that go straight out the window? Let's have a look. Let's take a nice picture of a horizon. Your image. We'll cut it down a bit, make it translucent, and line it up. Excellent. So let's start with the nice big blue square and sail it away towards the horizon. And we can see that it gets smaller and smaller, but remains a square. So let's have the square continuing to sail away until, due to angular resolution, we can no longer see it with the naked eye. So we grab our P1000, the Flat Earther's camera of choice, and we zoom in. And what would we expect to see according to perspective? We would expect to see this, a square on the horizon. But no, let's take your FLIRF lens off of your P1000 and try it again. What we actually see is that we can only see the top half of the square because the rest is hidden behind the curve. Now, don't take my word for it, Gary. Have a look at this. Here we got three identical ships, one just in front of the horizon, one just beyond, and the third one quite a bit beyond the horizon. Let's zoom in a bit. Well, it appears we can only see the bridge and the masts on the furthest ship. Better zoom in closer still. Closer perhaps? Come on, full P1000 mode. Zoom, 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 zoom. Come on. Extreme close up. Yes. So let's grab a picture of that ship on the right, resize it, and then try overlaying it on the ship on the left. Oh dear, I don't understand this, Gary. You quite correctly showed us how a square or a circle gets smaller and smaller with perspective. But apparently, the bottom half of a ship would disappear with perspective. Why is that? It's almost as though we've been thrown a curveball. So Gary, your wonderful diagram showing how perspective works with a square that gets smaller and smaller as it goes further away but remains a square helps evidence the fact that in reality what will happen is as that square gets further and further away, the bottom of it will disappear as it goes around the curve. A ship that's nearby you will still remain the shape of a ship as it goes further and further away according to just perspective, but in reality the bottom of the ship gets cut off
by the curve.
So Gary, you have helped prove the globe. Thanks, man.
So simple.
Oh, isn't that funny?
I want to give massive thanks to all of my supporting members and patrons. Thank you all so very much.
Shut up and sit down.